Hello. My name is Callista, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. In the last episode, we were just completing side quests in and around Haven. We found ourselves a logging stand. Hopefully Thren will be happy with that. Now then, we just have to get back to Haven. That's that right there. There it is. Like I said, the logging stand was very close to the path. Let me start my timer going. There we are. Then after that, I believe the only thing we should have left is to talk to Maeve, which, I mean, technically speaking, we can't do just yet. So, yeah. All side quests in Haven done and dusted. But I believe the closest one would be Thren. Anything else to say, you two? Okay. Good day to you two. Now then, Thren, I do hope that this helps you out some, Chuck.
You dislike the Templars, sister?
No. I know their purpose, but you remember I once ministered in a circle chantry.
Yes. I assumed you were used to having Templars around, keeping us safe from the mages.
The mages in the circle followed the chant of light as faithfully as the Templars, sister. More faithfully than some Templars, even. Some of the things those Templars did when they thought I did not see.
I guess I just like seeing different opinions in games. I like it when the games don't, like, oh, here are the people who are obviously evil, and here are the people who are obviously good, and we really want you to have those opinions. So we're gonna have all of these characters saying like, oh yeah, these guys are great, and those guys are dicks. I love it when games allow the player to make up their own minds. So you have, this lady who's like, oh, the Templars keep us safe. And then you have this lady who's like, yeah, I've seen Templars who were dicks. You may have seen Templars who were perfectly nice. However, you can't judge all Templars by the nice ones. There are some arseholes there as well. And I just like having that perspective.
Fix the door just like you asked, Flisser.
That's not Flisser, that's Thren.
Master Harriet said I should go back right away.
Sir, I think you're drunk. Mate. This isn't right. Thren's just staring at you like, the fuck is this guy doing?
Can I help you with something?
I don't believe you have anything else to say.
If I have material for a special order, do I bring it to you?
Just take it over there. One of
Yes.
my boys will take the materials or jot down what you found.
Okay,
Farewell.
goodbye.
Make her go with you.
Now let's fill in this requisition. Yes, Inquisition weapons. There we go. Our soldiers require additional weapons if they are to be effective.
Much
Good
appreciated.
stuff. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that helped out. And Adan was over here. Oh, are you... No, you're fine.
You're back. And in one piece.
I found those notes you were asking for.
You said you thought Master Tajan was working on something special. If it helps, I found his notes.
The old codger was on the edge of a breakthrough here, but he couldn't see it. You want some of these mixed up? You just give the word.
Thank you.
Farewell.
There we go. Good stuff. Excuse me. Yeah, it's just Maeve. That's all we have to do. Now then, you know what, sir? Oh my God, that man can phase through doors. Holy shit! You should be using that, sir. Why are you acting as a messenger when you have this amazing power? Now, yeah, as I'm right here, how are you doing?
The chosen of Andraste. A blessed hero sent to save us all.
Oh. Oh, this is... Please no. Please no, Solus. I hope to be one. Sounds dashing. I'm not a hero. This is... I'm gonna be honest, I don't like any of these. Here's the thing, Aenor doesn't view herself as a hero. However, I know this is gonna be really aggressive. I know it. I can feel it in my bones. This isn't gonna be like oh, I'm really not anything special. It's gonna be like, don't call me that. I'm not a hero. And Aenor would never be that forceful. She would never be that forceful. So I don't really want to go with this. Sounds dashing. Again, Aenor is perfectly happy joking. She's not anti-joke. She's not like Arten. Arten definitely had this stick up her butt. She's not like that. She's very happy to joke. However, unlike Amelia, who was constantly joking to hide the fact that she was shitting herself, Aenor really does not feel the need to do that. Like, she's happy to joke when it's appropriate. And how do I put it? So many people are relying on her because of this thing on her hand. And it's... joking just feels wrong in this case, which does just leave me with I hope to be one, but I really don't think Aenor hopes to be a hero. She hopes to be of use. She hopes that she can make things better for these people, and she hopes that they'll let her go home once she has. But I don't think she has any illusions of grandeur about, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be this amazing hero and everyone's gonna, thank me and everyone will clap and blah, blah, blah. It's... oh, I don't know. Definitely not this one because it's gonna be aggressive. Again, I'm trying to remember the line, I think sounds dashing is, will I be riding in on a shining steed? And yeah, Solus is like, I would have suggested a griffin, but sadly they're all extinct. Yeah, I remember that line. Yeah, again, it's a blessed hero sent to save us all. It makes her cringe. It really makes her cringe. She's like, ooh, no, I don't like this language. Oh God, I really don't know. Oh God, I'm trying to... all I can do is talk it out. Yeah, I'm disinclined to go with sounds dashing. And I worry that this is going to be really aggressive. And Aenor, she's not that way inclined. I'm justifying why she snapped at the elven lady in one of the previous episodes. I think it was episode 3. I'm kind of justifying that as like she had just woken up, she was confused, she was disorientated, and she didn't realize how scared this woman was gonna be, or how she was gonna start worshipping her. Like, after the words had left her mouth, she felt very guilty. But like, if she had been more awake, if she hadn't have passed out again, then I don't think she would have snapped. It's gonna be snappy. I can't. I guess the whole thing with this is that, like, she has the mark on her hand. So far, no one else seems to have this mark. She does kind of need to be a hero. She doesn't want to be one, but a lot of people are relying on her, and so she's hoping that she can, I guess, meet those expectations, that she doesn't fall a bit short.
I didn't ask for this, but someone has to find a way to seal the breach.
Spoken nobly indeed. You think I'm mocking you? This age has made people cynical. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars, both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
Yeah, you study ancient ruins? Solus did mention that, you know, he had studied on his own. He knew more than the Circle Mages, even. So this was where you studied then?
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
You go to sleep in these places, Jesus.
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
Yeah, that is incredibly impressive.
I've never heard of anyone going so far into the Fade. That's extraordinary.
Thank you. It's not a common field of study for obvious reasons. Not so flashy as throwing fire or lightning. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay there. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate surrounded by Chantry forces in the middle of a mage rebellion. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
You can trust me, and it's a flirt. Cassandra will protect you. We have bigger problems. Your fears don't matter. I want to go for this, but not because it's the flirt. I'm gonna be honest here, okay? Sometimes there will be a flirt option, and I'm like, that's objectively the correct response. Like, I don't care who you're playing as, that is objectively the right response, and most of my Inquisitors will go for that. Like, I'm specifically thinking of, a scene later on with Cullen. I'm trying to be rather spoiler-free during this Let's Play, so there is a scene later on with Cullen where Cullen's like, I want to do a thing, but I don't know if I can. Anyone who's played the game before, you know what I mean. You know which scene I'm talking about. And you have the option of saying, I think you should do the thing. I think you shouldn't do the thing. And then you have the flirt option, which is, but what do you want? And literally, one of them doesn't, but that's because she's a bitch. My other Inquisitors, all of them pick that option because it's his life. They shouldn't be dictating what he's doing in his life. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes I'm most drawn to the romantic option, but not because it's the romantic option. And that's where I'm coming from here. Aenor has a very strong instinct to protect. That's her role. That's what she enjoys doing. She likes protecting people. She's not the attack dog of the Dalish. She's not there looking for fights and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck people up. No. She is like, I will stay here and I will guard. She's the guard dog of the Dalish, effectively. She is the protector. That is what she loves to do. She's like an Akita, effectively. Like, they have these very strong instincts to guard and protect. So it's... if he wants to take this as a flirt, he can. Aenor does not mean it as a flirt. She's not gonna... We have bigger problems. It's true, we do have bigger problems, but he's fearing for his safety, and he has every right to fear for his safety. Your fears don't matter. Your fears do matter. She's not gonna, like, oh, I don't give a shit about you and your fears. She's not gonna invalidate that. And here's the thing. Why would Aenor trust Cassandra to protect this person. Aenor doesn't like or dislike Cassandra at this point. She understands where Cassandra is coming from. She is a lone Dalish. She has this weird mark on her hand that's tied to the big doodad in the sky. Like, everything was looking like Aenor was responsible for that crime. Cassandra was well within her rights to chain her up and put her in a dungeon with a bunch of people with swords at her throat. Like, Aenor's like, I understand where you were coming from. That was a perfectly reasonable response, in my opinion. I'm very glad you didn't kill me. Like, she understands why Cassandra did what she did. However, she has absolutely no reason to trust or like her. So why would she leave this elf's protection up to a total stranger? Aenor wants to protect her people. Solas is one of her people. As I said before, Aenor doesn't see herself as a Dalish. She sees herself as an elf, and she wants to protect elves. So she would much rather take that upon herself than leave it up to a total stranger. As I said, I genuinely don't mean this as a flirt, but this is what Aenor would do. She likes to protect.
You came here to help, Solas. I won't let them use that against you.
How would you stop them?
However I had to.
Thank you. But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. Like, in terms of romance, I might as well go over this now. Aenor's an odd one. With a lot of my characters, here's the thing, I don't often plot out their sexualities. I'm playing them and they will tell me their sexuality. Like, maybe I'm flirting with someone and I'm like, oh no, this don't feel right. This don't feel right. And somewhere in my brain, their voice calls out, it's 'cause I'm gay. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. Let's go find a nice lady to have you flirt with. Like, that's also, yes, I understand that sounds a little crazy. I don't mean that in a crazy way. I mean that in more of like, I get anyone who writes would know what I mean. Your characters are very real to you. Yes, they're just words on a scrap of paper to other people, but for a writer, their characters are almost living, breathing people in their own minds. And that's what my characters are to me. So most of the time, I don't pick out a romance or, their sexuality. I play them and I kind of see what they want to say. And with Aenor, I don't really know. Aenor has never, like, some characters, like, they appear and they're like, boom, I'm a lesbian. Boom, I'm heterosexual. Boom, I'm bi. Like, whatever. They will have this very strong core identity. Like, I look at them and I'm like, oh, you're into these people. You're into that people. Whatever. Aenor I've always kind of been like, girl, you confuse me. I don't know what's going on with you. I think Aenor, she has had lovers in the past. Nothing particularly serious. And I think she has had lovers who were both men and women. But I don't think she's attracted to men or women. Like, I definitely get the feeling she's not bisexual. She's not bisexual. If I had to give her a label, I'd go with pansexual. She's attracted to personality. She's like, oh, you have these traits that I find really sexy. What's that? You got a dick? Good for you. Okay, that didn't work out. You have these traits that I find really sexy. What's that? You got coochie? Okay, good for you. Like, let's do it. Like, what's going on with someone's genitalia, I think, is really like a secondary thing to Aenor. She is much more about someone's personality and what's kind of going on inside than necessarily their physical presence. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense here. And for I swear to God, if anyone, pansexuality doesn't exist, just don't. Just please don't. There's a big old red X in the top of the screen. Just click that. it's like, don't. Please don't. Yeah, that, like I said, if I had to give her a label, I would say she's pansexual. I think, like I said, I think she's had previous relationships. Nothing too serious. I kind of feel like all of her relationships were potentially things that she picked up during the Arlath Ven, which is when the Dalish meet every 10 years. I kind of feel like amongst her own clan, she always kind of felt like, you're family. You don't fuck family. We're not those people, okay? So, you know, really the only time she could be with people was during the Arlath Ven when she's meeting all of these different people. And then, you know, they were like, oh, well, I don't want to do a long-distance relationship. Either you join my clan or I join yours. And she was kind of like, yeah, I'm not really down for that. Or maybe she had relationships with people in the human cities, but again, they were like, I don't really want to do long distance. Maybe you could live here, or I could join the Dalish. Again, no. In some cases, I do imagine she's had relationships with non-humans. I also don't think Aenor is super like, I must only date within my race. So I think she's like, well, you're a human, you can't join my clan, so yeah, this isn't gonna work out here. I guess you could say she's rather picky. Maybe that she has commitment issues. Because like I said, she gets into these relationships and she's kind of like, I don't know, this just doesn't... I don't really feel like settling down. There's more stuff I want to do. I want to protect. I want to go see this thing and I want to go see that thing. Like, she's never wanted to kind of settle down and have kids. Because that could potentially affect how she does her job. You know, I think she's always had kind of itchy feet in terms of relationships, and that's why things have never really worked out. So yeah, a pansexual with commitment issues, I guess you could call her. Alright, so we have done everything. We've spoken to Varric, we've spoken to Solas. No, excuse me, I would like to head inside. Thank you.
Does it trouble you?
Not anymore. It didn't close the breach. Where did it come from? It's fine. I want it gone. Yeah. This is what troubles her. The fact that she has no idea how she got it.
I just wish I knew what it was, or how I got it.
We will find out. What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solas believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
That sounds dangerous. Sounds like fun. Again, let's not make light of this. You have an idea. That level of power does sound dangerous, however, sometimes you have to do dangerous things to get things done. I mean, Aenor herself, in her backstory, she went one-on-one against an angry bear because it was coming towards the clan, and she was like, I'm not gonna let people die. I'm going in to fight. I've got to save the women and children, so... Like I said, sometimes you need to do something dangerous. Yeah, you sound like you have an idea.
Clearly, you have something in mind.
We do. You've met Commander Cullen, leader of the Inquisition's forces.
It was only for a moment on the field. I'm pleased you survived.
This is Lady Josephine Montelier, our ambassador and chief diplomat.
Anderan Atishan. You speak Elven? You've just heard the entirety of it, I'm afraid.
And of course, you know Sister Liliana.
My position here involves a degree of...
She is our spy master.
Yes, tactfully put, Cassandra.
I do love that. My position here involves a degree of she's a spy master. It's like, oh, Cassandra, I love you. Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet all of you.
Pleased to meet you all.
I mentioned that your mark needs more power to close the breach for good.
Which means we must approach the rebel mages for help.
And I still disagree. The Templars could serve just as well.
We need power, Commander. Enough magic poured into that mark.
Might destroy us all. Templars could suppress the breach, weaken it, so...
Pure speculation.
I was a Templar. I know what they're capable of.
Unfortunately, neither group will even speak to us yet. The Chantry has denounced the Inquisition, and you specifically.
They still think I did it. That was quick. Does that matter? That was incredibly quick. You know, oh, they're scrambling for a leader, but nope, they're gonna take a minute out of their day to denounce the elf. Of course they think we did it. Why wouldn't they? We're Dalish. Of course.
That didn't take long.
Shouldn't they be busy arguing over who's going to become divine?
Some are calling you, a Dalish elf, the Herald of Andraste. That frightens the Chantry. The remaining clerics have declared it blasphemy, and we, heretics, for harboring you.
Chancellor Roderick's doing, no doubt.
It limits our options. Approaching the mages or Templars for help is currently out of the question.
Why are they doing this?
Just how am I the Herald of Andraste?
People saw what you did at the temple, how you stopped the breach from growing. They have also heard about the woman seen in the rift when we first found you. They believe that was Andraste.
Even if we tried to stop that view from spreading.
Which we have not.
The point is, everyone is talking about you.
It's quite the title, isn't it? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, Liliana is using the old adage of all publicity is good publicity. It's unnerving, they're wrong, I don't know, I like it. It's between one of these. They both fit Iron Ore. Because she does think they're wrong. She does think they're wrong, like, it's... She does not believe herself to be chosen in any way, shape, or form. How do I put this? At the same time, she can't say that it wasn't Andraste. It's... Iron Ore doesn't believe in the Maker. She doesn't. She believes in the elven gods. However, it's what I said in one of the last few episodes. She's not gonna be a hypocrite and say like, oh, well, I think your god is stupid and you're stupid for believing him because you said that to us, so fuck you. Like, she's not gonna... What does that accomplish? It makes you look like a petulant child. Nothing more. It doesn't make you look big. It doesn't make you look clever. It makes it look like you're throwing a temper tantrum because, like, oh, you believe something I don't. Fuck you. Meh, meh, meh. Like, it... She's not gonna stand about and you're like, oh, you're stupid for believing in the Maker. Ba ba ba. It accomplishes nothing. And I worry that their wrong will feel like that. I worry that their wrong will be like, oh, fuck the Maker. And I'm like, no. And I mean, there is actually proof that Andraste existed. There is proof Andraste existed. So that could have been Andraste's spirit in the Fade. Like, Ainur doesn't believe that, but like it could have been. I worry about how forceful this is going to be, so I think I'm going to go with unnerving, because I have been saying that it makes her cringe. Whenever someone calls her the Herald of Andraste, she's like, please, no, yes, I think she's more unnerved by it than anything.
It's a little unsettling.
I'm sure the Chantry would agree.
People are desperate for a sign of hope. For some, you're that sign. And to others, a symbol of everything that's gone wrong.
Could we be attacked? I'm the problem. The breach doesn't worry them. Again, it's just like with Chancellor Roderick. You know, why are we arguing about Val Royeaux and the Divine when the breach is the real threat? It's there. It's still spewing out demons. Like, why aren't they concerned with that?
They aren't more concerned about the breach, the real threat.
They do know it's a threat. They just don't think we can stop it.
The Chantry is telling everyone you'll make it worse. There is something you can do. A Chantry cleric by the name of Mother Giselle has asked to speak to you. She is not far and knows those involved far better than I. Her assistance could be invaluable.
I'll talk to her. Why would she help us? That could be trouble. Yeah, why? Why would she be willing to help us?
Why would someone from the Chantry help a declared heretic?
I understand she's a reasonable sort. Perhaps she does not agree with her sisters. You will find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded in the hinterlands near Redcliffe.
Look for other opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend our reach beyond this valley, and you're better suited than anyone to recruit them.
In the meantime, let's think of other options. I won't leave this all to the Herald.
You could call me Lavellen. You could not call me the Herald, please. Operations. The War Table allows you to apply the power of the Inquisition throughout Orlais and Ferelden. Mother Giselle is in the hinterlands, which can be found on the Ferelden side of the table. War Table. The Inquisition can unlock new areas for you to explore through scouting operations. Perform the scouting operations for the hinterlands on the Ferelden side of the War Table now. Can do, game. Can do. Scout the hinterlands. Mother Giselle was last seen in the hinterlands outside Redcliffe, tending refugees who fled the fighting between renegade Templars and apostate mages.
We are garnering interest from the capital.
You're not pleased?
I am not convinced we are prepared for the full scrutiny of Val Royeaux.
Excuse me! I'm speaking! Thank you. The latest reports suggest that the vicious struggle between the two groups has spread to the hinterlands, catching the refugees and Mother Giselle in the middle. It is vital to protect her and, if possible, restore order to the area. Yeah, forces are not participating. Connections not participating, but Liliana and her secrets are. If Giselle dies, any hopes of Chantry support dies with her. My scouts will slip past the fighting, find her, and protect her with their lives. Scout the hinterlands. We avoided the fighting as best we could. It's every bit as bad as we'd feared. The apostates are mad, attacking anything that moves, and it appears that the Templars are and it appears that the Templars here aren't following anyone's orders any longer. We located Mother Giselle and are trying to protect her, but she refuses to leave the refugees until we've ensured their safety. That will be hard to do without troops to push the apostates and the Templars out of the area. Commander Cullen asked me to make inquiries of Master Dennett, a retired horsemaster of Redcliffe, who lives in the area. We tried to contact him about obtaining better horses for the Inquisition, but we've been unable to get through the fighting. Lead Scout Harding. No, we do not want to venture forth. Operations, you now have access to missions. Mission operations take time and bring the Inquisition resources and rewards. Only one mission per advisor can be active at any time. Some missions have preferred type, which results in less time required when undertaken by the associated advisor. Missions may also provide different rewards depending on which advisor completes them. I will say, whilst a mission may have a preferred advisor, that doesn't necessarily mean that that is the best advisor for that situation. I recall one later on in the game where basically someone wants you to do something and Cullen takes the least amount of time. However, it's because he's like, this is stupid. Let's not fucking do it. So, yeah, just because something has a preferred advisor doesn't necessarily mean that's the one you should be going with. Read through them all. Make sure that you're picking the advisor that is doing the thing you want. Now then, I'm going to go back, because I am just about out of time for this episode. In the next one, we do still have a couple of things to do in Haven. And, you know, we have some war table missions. However, I imagine there is a pretty good chance that we could be going to the Hinterlands. Thank you for telling me about world travel. It's fine. Yes, so until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below. And if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.